$200 per month raise for Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries. Is it coming back? Well, I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in this video as we just got some new information. Let's get right into it. All right, so at this point, I think all of us completely understand what this $200 per month raise is, as this was originally introduced about 2 years ago from a small handful of Democratic senators, including Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden. At the time, it came out and it was a great proposal. It would have offered some extra money for all those people living on a fixed income. It was a really, really great proposal. However, here we are over 2 years later, and we all completely recognize it never actually did get implemented. However, at the same time, President Biden, who was actually not the president quite yet, was still campaigning at that time, and it was said that President Biden actually did promise a raise to monthly benefits. Now, this is where things get interesting. I do have more information on this here in just a second, but really quickly before we get into that, if you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate. I'm watching all of this information, I'm doing all the research every single day, and I boil it all down into these short videos so that you can stay updated every single day with all of these changes and all the new information as it is hitting the wire. It's a really busy time right now. Things are changing very rapidly. If you've been watching the videos for a while now, you know that it is almost on a daily basis. There's new proposals, packages, announcements, money, all kinds of different things that are hitting the table. Anyway, my duty is to be here and to keep you updated and to help you get as much of this as we possibly can. So again, if you're new here or if you haven't done so, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, and let's get into these other updates. All right, so Bernie Sanders. We're all very familiar with Bernie Sanders, right? He is one of the independent senators. He's not technically a Democrat, but typically he does side with Democrats with a lot of the decisions and pieces of legislation. However, Bernie Sanders is now calling on President Biden to follow through with some of his campaign promises. Now, really quickly, before we get into this any further, I just want to make it very clear, I am not here to take sides with anybody. I don't take political sides in my videos, but rather, I'm here to actually deliver all of the news and the information that I'm finding with my research. So, just want to make that very clear so that there's nobody saying, you're taking sides with or against the president. No, I'm not. I'm simply giving you the information. All right, so anyway, Bernie Sanders is calling on President Biden to follow through with some of his campaign promises, including actually removing some of the federal funding for non-unionized corporations, including Amazon. So Amazon, we all know Amazon, right? Amazon is one of those big things that, it's a huge corporation. The moral of the story is. Anyway, they have massive, massive federal contracts. Well, Bernie Sanders is calling on President Biden to remove some of these agreements and federal contracts with non-unionized large corporations like Amazon. There's many more out there right now. So a lot of these large corporations get these huge, massive federal contracts, usually billions and billions of dollars that are implemented through these contracts. Well, Bernie Sanders is saying, let's remove these federal contracts. Amazon is non-unionized, therefore we should be removing these federal contracts. At the same time, they're also calling on the president to follow through with some of the other promises, like canceling federal student loan debt. Remember that one? Well, at the time when the president was campaigning, he said a minimum of $10,000. Have we seen anything yet? No, we haven't seen anything yet. Maybe except for a small portion of people, maybe a couple thousand people, maybe 10, 20, 50,000 people maybe have seen federal student loan debt relief. But at the same time, the vast majority of the 43 million federal student loan borrowers have seen absolutely nothing. So again, another promise that was thrown out there, which we've seen absolutely zero action on. However, to be completely fair, because like I said, I want to bring you the information and I want to be completely fair with the assessment and the information that I'm delivering in these videos. As of just over the last maybe 3, 4, 5 days or so, the president has come out a couple different times and the administration saying that they are getting very close to an agreement on federal student loan cancellation. So again, we'll see what actually ever comes out of that. And again, when they say coming close, let's be real here. At the speed that everybody moves in Congress and the administration, we could be talking 6 months, right? But probably not going to be 6 months because it's likely going to be before the midterm election. So Just saying. Actually, what else is interesting about this too is Mitt Romney was out yesterday saying, this is basically just a big bribe. But again, we can talk about that in a separate video. And again, I just want to make it very clear, I'm not here to take political sides. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm simply here to give you the information as I'm finding it. However, let's remember, like I said a couple minutes ago, one of the promises, or what was said to be one of the promises as the president was campaigning, was to reform and raise Social Security benefits. In fact, the president also does have that plan out there to raise and reform Social Security, and there's a few different things in there as well that would increase benefits. Well, what about the $200 per month raise as well? Again, one of these other promises that was said to be made on the campaign trail. Again, no action has been taken. So, kind of one of the big questions out there looming right now is, will some of these promises actually start to come into fruition? Including potentially a raise to Social Security benefits, maybe like a $200 raise, a boost up to 100% of the federal poverty line, maybe a raise to 125% of the federal poverty line. There's a lot of different aspects of this, and this would include about 70 to 75 million beneficiaries across all of these benefits I mentioned at the beginning of the video, like Social Security retirement, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA. There's about 70 to 75 million people. So that's a lot of people, right? It's a huge percentage of our population. It's like a lot. Anyway, honestly, I didn't run the calculation on it to see what the exact percentage of the population is, but I can tell you this much. It's a lot, right? Nearly what? I don't know. I don't know what the mental math is. Anyway, I can run the calculation in a separate video. But my point is, these are some of the promises that were out there or that were thrown out on the campaign trail, and we've seen absolutely no movement on this. Now, again, I want to be completely fair again, because that's my objective here, to be completely fair with the assessment and the information. Now, the president has been in office for a little over 1 year, right? So we still have 3 more years to go. So maybe there's still something coming. But I guess at this point, considering that we've been into this for a year now, or a little bit over a year now, and we've seen virtually no speak of any of this stuff, the only thing that's gotten a little bit of attention is maybe the federal student loan cancellation, or the deferral of payments. Now, here's the thing. Who knows what's actually going to happen with that? Is it actually going to happen, as in our federal student loan payments going to be actually canceled? Is there going to be some kind of loan forgiveness? What's going to happen with it? We don't know. Just all we've heard here over the last maybe 4 or 5 days or whatever it's been here is that they're working on something and they're coming close to an agreement. But again, who knows what that's actually going to be? Is it going to encompass everybody? Is it going to be full cancellation? Is it going to be $10,000? And then we have to work on to these other promises that were made as well, or that were said to be made, which is, what about this $200 raise? Again, we have to consider this as well. Okay, so as of right now, there's about 43 million federal student loan borrowers. Again, collectively, they have over $1.6 trillion in federal student loans. They're talking about canceling all of it. Okay, so let's just call it $1.6 trillion that would be canceled. Okay, now let's take this into consideration. Now let's look at the 70 to 75 million beneficiaries who could potentially be looking at a $200 per month raise. Okay, let's run the numbers on this. It'd be $200 per month for, let's just call it 75 million beneficiaries over the course of a year. So let me ask you, what would actually cost the federal government more money? I can tell you this much without even running the numbers on it. It's the cancellation of the federal student loans. $1.6 trillion versus probably, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 billion dollars. So yeah, it's a huge difference, right? There's a huge difference between a $200 per month raise and canceling all the federal student loan debt. We're talking tens of billions of dollars, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars, versus $1.6 trillion. Kind of get what I'm saying here? So if they cancel $1.6 trillion of federal student loans, there would be absolutely no excuse to not add a $200 per month raise. And when you look at it from the number standpoint, it's significantly less money. Hundreds of billions versus $1.5 trillion. Kind of see what I'm saying here? So anyway, who knows what's actually going to transpire out of this? Again, as I say in so many of my videos, only time will tell. And I guess that's the only thing we can continue doing at this point is continue watching everything closely. And as we do get more information, of course, I'll be right here to keep you updated. However, I do want to throw this out there just so that we're all on the same page and so there's no miscommunication or so that there's no confusion about anything. At this time, the $200 per month raise has not been implemented. And at this time, there's no plan to implement it. However, Like I said, Bernie Sanders is calling on the president to follow through with your campaign promises. So, who knows? That's all I'm saying with this. Okay, so that's what I just want to make very clear here so that we're all on the same page and so nobody is, confused about any of this stuff. I want to make sure that we all understand what is actually going on. But again, another one of these promises that was said to be made on the campaign trail, right? So it's about time. Let's go through with some of these promises and let's get some relief to some people out there who are struggling so badly right now, including the fixed income who realistically need all the support we can possibly get right now. Low income, fixed income. Let's make it rain. Let's get these people some money. Anyway, this is what I have for you as of right now. As I do get more details on any of this, of course, I'll be right back here for you, breaking it all down and keeping you updated with everything going on. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below the video, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,400 videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate it, and I will continue to keep you updated, and I'll see you again later in the next video.